Hi beauties, welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to come on today and kind of talk to you guys about like self-care and really what I've been doing and how I feel it relates to being a prison wife and like things, that we should be doing, while we're going through this journey. I was kind of debating on what I wanted to talk about. And I didn't not want it to like relate, to my channel and like everything else that I talk about. So hopefully you guys can relate to this in one way or another. But I guess the main topic is really about not just like bettering ourselves inside, but also like feeling the need to better ourselves on the outside. Whether that be by working out and exercising and taking care of your body. It could also be like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of something random. Tanning, if that's what you're into, or anything physical. Talk about your physical being. It could be getting your hair done, you know what I mean? Just like anything on the outside. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about what I've been doing probably over the last 6 to 9 months. Like I've been really focusing on it for quite a while. And it's funny because I'll be 42 next month, and I keep telling people, I think I'm going through a midlife crisis. I think that's why I'm doing all these things. But I don't really think I'm going through a midlife crisis, but it might come off that way if somebody were to like look on paper at all these like things that I'm having done or have done in the recent past. So I think I'm going to start, and I briefly have talked about this in the past. I decided to start working on things that I was insecure about with my physical being. And I want to say there's 3 things that I am super insecure about. Number 1 was my teeth. Number 2 was my skin, mainly on my face. And then number 3 is my body. So let's start with number 1, my teeth. So I never had like horrifically bad teeth, you guys, but I always had a gap. Like I was known for being the girl that had a gap like between my 2 front teeth. And when I was in elementary school, my parents bought me braces. I had them, I think 6th grade to 9th grade, or no, 6th to 8th grade. I got them taken off right before I started high school. And it worked. Like the braces worked. But did I wear a retainer like I was supposed to? No, like never. In fact, like they were giving me these plastic retainers as a kid, and I was like so embarrassed when I would like have to take them out and eat. I would wrap them up in like a paper towel or a napkin, and I would forget about it and I would throw them away. And I feel so bad for my dad having to pay for them, but I probably threw away maybe 3 retainers. I remember one of them, I was going to visit my mom. On the plane, I like put it in a napkin and accidentally threw it away, so they couldn't find it. Another time I was at my friend Romina's house, ended up accidentally throwing it away there. And I don't remember the other times, but I do remember my dad being extremely pissed off because it was super expensive, and I totally get that. So I always dealt with insecurity, I would say probably from like high school, maybe like 18 years old until now, or until like about a year ago. And I had done like research on braces. I was really like, I've talked to my husband about it a lot in the past, and I told him I wanted to do it. And he's like, but I love your gap. And everybody would tell me they loved my gap, that it gave me character and it was cute or whatever. But I still like wasn't comfortable, and I wanted my teeth straight. So I was very lucky. I was working for a company in Lakewood, Washington. And some part of the benefits came with an HSA. So a health savings account. And the company actually gave me I think it was every pay period they gave me, I think it was $100. So $200 a month. I think it was $200 a month, close to it. And then I went and looked at orthodontists, Invisalign, regular braces, and I figured the best deal for me was going to be Invisalign. Went to get a consultation. The orthodontist said, you know, my teeth aren't horribly bad, so if I do get them, like, I might have them for a year and then I should be fine. I would have to wear a retainer at night for forever, but it's totally doable. And I want to say it came to around $4,500. So it was great. I started them March, right before COVID hit. So I've had them for what? March, April, May, June. So 15 months I've had them currently. This is what they look like. They're just like plastic retainers, like just fit them in. You're supposed to wear them, I think, like 21 hours a day. So you can take them out when you eat, obviously. You're supposed to take them out when you drink anything other than water. But yeah, they're supposed to be in all the time. So COVID hit, I ended up getting bronchitis really bad. And there was a period of time where I had them out for like 3 weeks. I didn't wear them because bronchitis, if you don't know what that is, like you're constantly coughing. It's just like in your chest. It's like a cough that just doesn't stop. And I felt like I couldn't breathe with the Invisalign in when I was going through that. So I took them out. So I knew I was going to be behind. Went to the orthodontist as soon as they opened back up from COVID. And he said, yeah, we need some we have some catching up to do. But it's not bad. And I went to a visit 2 weeks ago, I believe it was. And I was just going to ask him like how far out I was from like being done. And he's like, I think we're almost ready. He's like, I'm going to have the dental assistant order your retainer. He's like, you're going to come back in, I think it was 4 or 5 weeks. So he sent me home with 2 different trays. And he's like, when you come back, if it looks good, he's like, we're going to go from there. And that's it. And so that's super exciting. I'm almost done with, the Invisalign process. I'll always have to wear a retainer at night because my teeth are just super stubborn. But so that's one thing that I was very focused on. I was passionate about and I worked on, and I'm super excited that it's almost done. The second thing that I was talking about, my skin, that probably is like one of my very, very high insecurities. So growing up in Northern California, I lived in a very warm weather place. Summer times for us, it wasn't uncommon to get like 115 to 120 degree weather. In the summer, there were a couple occasions I remember where it was like 123, 125 degrees. And sorry guys. Sorry about that.
At the light, turn left onto State Highway 303.
Anyhow, so yeah, it wasn't uncommon to have these really hot temperatures. And at that time, I just like felt like I was invincible. My grandfather would tell me to wear sunscreen, and of course, like I didn't. Me and my girlfriends would like slather on baby oil. We had one of those big trampolines that were really popular like in the 90s. Yeah, it was like the 90s. And so we would slather on baby oil. We'd go lay on this black trampoline, and I would always tan, but it's just not good for you. And so just imagine years and years of that. I probably burned maybe like 3 times in my life. But those burns were extreme burns. When I first moved to Hawaii in like 2006, I laid out on the beach, fell asleep, woke up, and that was like the second time ever in my life that I'd been sunburnt, and it was a severe sunburn. And I never really noticed like any repercussions from not taking care of my skin up until I was like 32, maybe somewhere around my early 30s. So what I noticed was these sunspots. So I have makeup on right now. I have concealer on, but you can see there's like a brown spot right there. That's actually lighter because of makeup. And it's mainly like uneven skin tone. I've got some uneven skin tone on this side, but it's cleared up a lot. I have uneven skin tone on this side. Like there's a big patch of it. Those are the main spots. Other than that, like you can just tell that I have freckles, like under my eyes. I have a lot of freckles on my nose. But those are my main spots. So this is something that I have been wanting to do for like 10 years. And I had tried chemical peels. They didn't work. They weren't strong enough to like repair my skin. So I ended up going to an esthetician who does IPL treatment. And I don't remember specifically what that stands for. It's like pulse light, something pulse light. But it's like a laser treatment where you go, you lay down. It's like a 20-minute process. It's not that long. And they literally take a laser and zap like your whole face, like around your whole face. The first time I did it, she did over 200 zaps. The second time I did it, it was like over 100 zaps. So I've had 2 treatments. It's kind of expensive. I think it was like 300. If they only do a portion of your face, it's going to be a lot cheaper. It just depends on what they're doing, like if they're doing the whole face. So after you get that done, you kind of feel like you have a sunburn. You're not supposed to put any makeup or anything on. I think for like 1 or 2 days. You're supposed to wear sunscreen everywhere that you go, which isn't bad. And it turns into like a black. It almost looks like coffee grounds. And then after like a week to 2 weeks, that falls off. And so that's like the damage that she zapped. So I have noticed, I'll have to do a video without any makeup on so you guys can see the difference. But this whole side is like almost completely 100% clear. Like even skin tone now, it's amazing. Up here on my forehead, it's just like, this has gotten lighter, but that's like the stubborn one. And then on this side, a lot of it has cleared up, but there are some spots like right in here that have still kind of like stuck around. So I might go back for 1 more treatment, just to feel confident, you know, that it's very cleared up. But I feel, you guys, so much more confident in myself. Like I don't wear makeup like barely anymore at all. I wear sunscreen that has like a tint in it. But that's like it. Like this is the first time I've worn makeup, honestly, in months and months. And it's only because I went to go visit Kevin today. So, you know, I wanted to I curled my hair and I wanted to look good. So I put some makeup on. But, so that is number 2, insecurity, skin, uneven skin tone, skin damage, or sun damage. So I really worked on that. And the third thing, which is my body, insecurities of my body. If you guys know me, you know that I've constantly gone back and forth with weight loss, like weight gain, weight loss, and it hasn't been anything excessive. My highest I was at was 215 pounds, and that was back in 2016, I believe. No, 2015, somewhere around there, 2015, 16. I'm 5'7", so I do have some height on my side, but for me, like that was really big. Like I'd never been that big before. And it kind of freaked me out. So I decided to start calorie counting. And I'd done it like many, many years ago, like a long, long time ago, but I had not done it in a very long time. But I decided to start calorie counting, and I had an exercise bike and at home, and I decided to start riding that. And I got hooked on it, you guys. Like I was obsessed with it. I was doing 1,200 calories a day. I was working out like 5 days a week, 5 or 6 days a week. I went from 215 down to 164, I want to say, was my lowest. And that was in 2017. I felt more confident. I was going to visit Kevin every weekend. And so I was just excited, like every time to see him, like for him to see me and like see how much effort I had put into losing weight and like taking care of myself and all of that. And I had these stupid, funny goals. We were actually talking about it today. Like, the first goal that I had was to get at a lower weight than he was. And when I reached that goal, then my next was to get under my driver's license weight, which at that time it was like 195. And once I got down that, he told me today, he's like, I remember when you got down to 187 and I told you, oh, you at that kilo weight? And when I got below that, like 165, I think was my next goal. 145 was like my ultimate goal, but I never got that low. Like the lowest that I've gotten was 164. So that was in 2017. And then we lost visits for 2.5 years. And I hate like being an person that comes up with all these excuses, but I really do feel that caused me to gain weight. Just like getting depressed and like not being able to see him like I was used to. It was just depressing, you know? And I am a comfort eater. When I'm depressed or sad or whatever, like I turn to food. And I'm a big like sugar person. So like ice cream, sweet stuff is like always my go-to. So freaking, I gained it almost all back. I didn't gain it all back. I gained almost all of it. So I went back from 164 all the way back up, you guys, to 201 pounds. And I know that might not seem like a lot to some people, but for me, like above 200 pounds is a lot for me. So thankfully I was at 201 and I had just gotten over, you know, that 200-pound hump. So I was like, all right, this is it. Like, we're doing it. I'm going to buy some equipment because I just had a bike. So I wanted to get some like better equipment. And it was right around the time that COVID hit. So I got online. I honestly think that I used one of my student loan checks to buy the equipment, which sounds really horrible, but it went to a good cause. I got a Proform hip machine. So the high intensity interval trainers. And what it is, it looks like an elliptical. If you look at it, it looks like an elliptical, but it's supposed to be a cross between an elliptical machine and like a stair stepper machine. So it's got the arms, so you're working your arms at the same time that you're doing the cardio and like working your whole body, and you're supposed to burn more calories than just a normal elliptical machine. But it also has an iFit built into it. And iFit is literally, it's just like a little tablet that's on there. And it's like a 3-year subscription, I think, 3 or 5 year subscription. But like you can do these workouts with trainers, and there's like hundreds of them. So I was super motivated by that. Like, I still am motivated by it. I feel like it's great being able to like watch somebody, like hear them, and they're going on these journeys with you, and you know, you're busting ass, going as fast as you can, cursing them out when you're going up hills and you can't get through it. And I think it's just amazing. And I think it's a good motivator. So I still have that. And then last winter, like when they have all the sales for Christmas, Costco had a sale on the Proform row machines. And I used to use row machines a lot. And so I bought one of those. I think it was like $100, maybe $100, $150. It was really cheap. So I have a bike, which is in my garage, the row machine and my hip machine, all in like this small room in my house. I've got like some kettlebells and like some resistance bands and some dumbbells. So I've got like a little home gym that I use, but it really has helped, you guys. I started calorie counting again because that's what works for me. I can eat really whatever I want as long as I'm just eating smaller portions, you know, or I could eat just like once a day and eat like a bunch of junk if I wanted to. As long as I'm under those calories, like I still am going to lose weight. So I started that in September. It's June, so it's been 9 months. And so I went from 201, I weighed myself today, and I'm at 165.8 pounds. Went to see Kevin today, and like every time I see him, he's like, you're so tiny. Like, you can't get any smaller. And sometimes I feel small, but I don't know, like all my weight, a lot of my weight is from the waist down. So like if you look at me from the waist up, I might look like I'm small. You can see my collarbone sticking out and everything. But from like the waist down, like you can see my fat ass thighs. You can see my ass, you know, you can see everything. So I'm still working on it. I do have 20 pounds still to lose to get to my ultimate weight loss goal, but I feel a lot better, you guys. I feel healthy. I feel like I can like go on walks and stuff with my dogs, and I'm not like out of breath and everything. Like I just feel a lot better. So that is like one of my big goals that I feel like I've accomplished, like not being able to visit, you know, for the last like year and a half or whatever. And then the other thing really quick I wanted to talk to you guys, I know this video is going to be long. And if you guys have any questions about weight loss, calorie counting, working out, anything like that, let me know. I've got tons of tips on like smoothies and like protein bars. I've like tried all sorts of different protein bars, and I feel like I found the best one out there. I am a creature of habit, so I can literally live off of the same dinners that I've been living off of for like the last 9 months, and it really doesn't bother me. But I do like to switch it up every once in a while. I do eat a lot of like the, not lean cuisine, but they call it life cuisine. Like I eat a lot of their frozen meals, and then I've tried some newer vegan meals that aren't too bad. So I've got lots of tips on recipes and meals and stuff like that if you are going to do calorie counting. And yeah, yeah, so just let me know. Leave a comment below. I check all the comments, so I will for sure get back to you. And if you guys want to do a video specifically on that, leave like any video ideas or questions, like I said, and we can definitely do that. So the last thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, because I kind of wanted this video just to relate to like different procedures that I've done and stuff like that. Or actually I have one more thing and then the last thing. So I have dark eyelashes. They're long. I've always worn mascara and that's really it. Sorry, it's getting dark, so I'm trying to get some better lighting. So yesterday I decided that it would be a great idea to get eyelash extensions. So let me know what you guys think. So crazy eyes. Those are my new eyelash extensions. I went through a girl that I found on like a Facebook group for like my local area. I told her that I didn't want them longer than my current eyelashes. Oh, that lighting's actually better. I didn't want them longer than my current eyelashes. I wanted just like a lot more volume, and I feel like I don't have to wear eyeliner on my top lid either, like with having these eyelashes. But I was talking to Kevin today and I said, I feel like this one might be like a little bit uneven compared to this one. I feel like this has more volume than that one. So I know I've got some subscribers that are like beauty like gurus. I definitely am not. So let me know what you think about my eyelashes. If I need to contact her, she's super sweet and she did tell me to reach out to her. Should I call her and like tell her that like, you know, I'm not 100% happy with like one side versus the other. I just feel like this side is just not, I guess, as up to par as the other side. But anyhow, yeah, so leave me a comment about that below. Let me know what you think about my new eyelashes, because I've been like staring at them and I don't know if it's just me or if they are like kind of uneven. Okay, so last thing I wanted to talk about is cosmetic surgery, you guys. Again, I'm not having a midlife crisis, but I feel with all these different procedures that I may. So, please don't judge me. I'm being so brutally honest with you guys. So, I'm just going to throw it right out there. I was talking about this on my Prison Life group earlier today. I am a big-chested woman. I had no boobs until I was 16 years old. Like, I literally was like an A cup. I graduated sophomore year of high school. I came back my junior year and I was a triple D cup, like over the summer. Like, it was a crazy, crazy like growth spurt, but that's kind of like what happened. So I've always been like a triple D. I think it's the same as like an F cup. And I've always had back issues. I had neck surgery. I just had chronic pain like a long, long time. And years ago, maybe 15, 20 years ago, I went to a doctor, asked him about it. He told me that I weighed too much and I couldn't have surgery done, but if I lost weight, that I could have it done. And I just never went back to a doctor since then, specifically about that. So I talked to my current PCP, who I love 100,000%. Like, she is amazing. And I talked to her about it and I said, hey, I think if I got my boobies taken off, I didn't say that, but I just said, I think if I got a breast reduction, it really would help with my pain. I said, I've gone through it before, like talked to doctors before, and I think I'm ready to do it. Like, I'm ready to do it. So she asked me a bunch of questions. She sent me a referral to a plastic surgeon, and I think she like wrote like her recommendation. Super cool woman. I love her so much. But so I have a consultation on Tuesday with a plastic surgeon that specializes in breast reduction and lifts. And I am so ready, you guys, to get these babies off.